Um, I don't go by percentage too much, and I want you to, I want you to, I mean, if we're talking about like just standard, okay, standard is this. Standard in today's market, it changes, but in today's market, the way it is, then to sell it to a rehabber, you have to sell it at like 65 cents on the dollar minus repairs. So if the house is worth $100,000 and it needs $10,000 from repairs, the hard money lender would only loan up to $55,000 for that house. So therefore, you would sell it to a rehabber for $55,000. Now, that's just like a blanket statement. I have buyers, landlord buyers here in the Houston areas that if the property meets that criteria, they will buy for 80% minus repairs. So a house is worth $100,000, needs $10,000 in repair. They'll pay $70,000 for it. You see how that works? So it all depends on your buyers. So the more buyers that you have, and the more relationship that you have with them, knowing what criteria they're looking for, then you adjust your offer to the sellers based on those things.
So between the flex option and the contract?
Okay. I do it once I convert the flex option into a contract. Right. Normally when a deal has that much equity, I skip the flex option altogether. Like if I know it's a deal, like there's certain deals that you just know it's a deal, then you don't need to use flex option because you know for sure you can sell it. The reason why the flex option comes in, and the power of the flex option comes in, is when you're unsure about that deal. When you're unsure about that deal, or when you first get started, you want no risk. How can you be sure? How can you, through experience, through the numbers that it's telling you, it's just like experience on anything, like before I opened up this iPhone, I was very unsure I could do it, but if I was to do it again, I was like, yeah, I could do it, no big deal. So through experience. No, when you're flipping houses, you don't look at cap rates at all. Cap rates are only for income producing properties. Landlords in single-family houses don't care about cap rates. Because cap rates is calculated because income-producing properties, which is 5 units or more, okay, 5 units or more, their value is not determined based on what the market are selling for. Their value is based on what the income will bring. On single-family homes, which is 4 units or less, for 1 to 4 units, then it's not based on income that the property produces. It's based.
If his mortgage payment is higher than what he brings in,
right.
Negative cash flow, the cap rate is like 2%.
What? But you don't go based on cap rate. They go based. Okay, here's a really good example, and here's why you don't go based on cap rate. Let's say the house is worth $100,000. And let's say their mortgage payments is $1,000 a month. And let's say you can only rent that house for $800 a month.
Right.
How many people would think that's a bad deal to buy that?
At $100,000?
The house is worth $100,000. The mortgage payment on the house right now, and you can buy this house subject to. Let's just an example. You can buy this house subject to, where you just take over the loan, and the mortgage payment is $1,000 a month, but you can only rent this house out for $800 a month. How many people would think it's a bad deal?
For the landlord, it's a bad deal.
For a landlord, it's a bad deal. How many people would think that? No. You're all wrong. What if they only owe $50,000 on the house?
Yeah, that's only 2 years on the mortgage. Whatever.
What if they only owe $50,000 on the house? You have $50,000 equity and you tell me it's a bad deal? No, it's because they had a bad loan. That's why their mortgage is so high. Or maybe they built a swimming pool and whatever, they're paying 25% interest rates. Right? So you don't go based on that. You got to have all the numbers. How much do they owe?
It's a good idea to flip it. But to hold it for the landlord, it's not a good idea.
Why not?
You're
They have
basing
50,000.
fair market price. It means the fair market price 100,000. You told me already.
But they buying it for $50,000.
You got the new loan, 80% loan value, and its payment is $1,000.
No. You're switching the scenario completely.
For a landlord or for a flipper, two different things.
Okay, let's say the landlords right now. Okay, the exact same example. The house is worth $100,000. The seller owes $50,000 on it, and he's willing to sell it for what he owes on it. His mortgage is $1,000, but the rent can only go for $800. I'm willing to lose $200 a month for $50,000 in equity all day long.
In that case, you're right. In that case,
Right.
equity.
Right. So that's what I'm saying is that you can't just look at it from like that.
Then the market, then his
Yeah, for whatever reason he got a big cash. Let's say he won the lottery and paid out $50,000, and so now his loan is down to $50,000, but his mortgage is still way high. Just think it this way to make it simple on you. In single-family homes, don't ever even think about cap rates because it doesn't matter. Single-family homes is all about equity, all about value. Don't think about equity.
For landlords, too different. Because
No.
landlords buying and holding.
Right. But landlords want equity too.
No, the cash flow. You're looking for cash flow. Otherwise,
Right.
you're running out
Right.
of cash. They foreclose on it.
They buy for cash flow, but they don't buy only for cash flow. It's
You will be out of business if money doesn't come in.
okay. So in the example that I just gave you,
Alligator is called in trade is alligator. They eat you up alive.
right? But it's about risk and reward. It's eating you up at $200 a month, but it gives you $50,000 in equity.
Then you have to sell it. Then
Well-
it's not in landlord business. It's a flipper.
Um,
Take negative cash.
right. Okay.
That Ronald Grant told us. If you want to be in business too long, just let the buyer decide how you want to.
Right. Yeah. I totally understand what you're trying to say. Yeah. Okay. But for us, I mean, it's not in our position to decide for our buyer what is he willing to pay, what is he going to do with this property, he or she. Not being sexist. Whatever they're gonna do with this property, whatever the exit strategy is none of our business. Okay, all we're doing is this: we're a matchmaker. We match him up with a deal that he wants, and we make our money as a matchmaker. If that relationship goes sour, that's not our fault, right? So that's all we do. We don't care what he's going to do with the property after that, because many people, one bad exit strategy for one person is not a bad exit strategy for another person. For example, let's use another example. If the house is worth $100,000, okay, and the seller wants $110,000 on this house. It's worth $100,000. Seller wants $110,000. Who thinks that's a bad deal? Who thinks it's a bad deal? Who thinks it's a bad deal? No, it depends. Because now you have to deal with terms. See, houses is about either price or terms. Okay? If they must have cash, then the price has to be lower. But if they don't need cash, then they give you better terms. Then you can give them better price and better terms. What that means is this: that's example of $110,000. The owner says, I'm willing to finance it to you at $1,000 a month, no interest for life, until it's paid off. That's a great deal. It's a huge deal. You just save yourself $150,000 or something for the life of that loan. No. That's owner financing. That's a little bit different. But you get the point. The point is you can't like, don't jump to conclusion too quickly of what you think is a good deal, because someone else might know a way to make that a much better deal for them. Okay? Someone else would know a way.